You got audio. You're not gonna have camera feed. Or you're gonna move the camera over.
Boom.
Yeah, that's fine too.
There we go.
I'm losing. I don't have my sources though.
It's all good, bruh.
Do you have it on there?
Duh.
Okay, we got sources.
See, unlike you,
we can't let the audience know the sources.
So let me say this: Beanie and Big John been on me all day. Go back here. Type them. We're back in. Tell them we're back. So, and don't block John out, man. You're blocking him out.
I'm up.
You know,
I'm sorry.
Blocking him out.
I was up.
So
I lost my feed. I'm live.
That's fine.
There we go.
Ezra's got the. Where's the app I do? I want to go through your phone. He's got the sources app. Yeah, sources.
So
Said it multiple
here's
times.
my stuff right there.
There it is. It's the special sources app that we get.
All right, I already have an account.
Did you sign in?
No, I didn't. You can sign in yours. Yeah, just sign in right there. All right, so either way, what we talk about? We talk about Saints coaching changes and things of that nature. So, John, you were talking about the it's time for them to change things anyway. I think it is too, because you got to look at how long Sean Payton was there and how long Sean Payton was there with Drew Brees.
I think he was too predictable.
You know,
that's what happened in the last few years. He's been predictable.
Yeah, and the other part of it is too, you know, Drew still elite quarterback. I think he lost a step a little bit, but I think he would still be like that dude that was. I think he still would have got a first and second round pick in under last year's off season and this year's off season. I think somebody still would have given ridiculous money for Drew Brees to come and play with their team. Yeah. Do I think they would have given up 2 first rounds? No, I don't think they would have given up 2 first rounds. But do I think they would have given up 3 picks for this year's draft and maybe a couple of picks for next year's? Yeah, I think they would have given up that because he was still just that good. But yeah, like you said, I think it's time for a change, and the new offensive coordinator is going to do a great job with complimenting.
Offensive coordinator. It's the same offensive.
Well, same offensive coordinator.
He's calling the plays now, not Sean Payton.
But I think
it's going to be. I think it's going to make a huge difference.
Yeah, if they get their practice together and everything, he's going to see a whole different team.
Yeah, I think with Dennis Allen, he'll be more of a compliment than anything.
Yeah.
Chris Olave is going to be awesome.
I think the only thing that's going to mess Dennis Allen up is that he may tick off some players with his attitude and his demeanor. Like, he may come at the offensive players like he comes at the defensive players. And that ain't going to work. I don't think it's going to work with some of the older guys. I think they end up trading Michael Thomas if he does not get along with the head coach.
Yeah.
And you have some players, because the coach is a defensive player.
I can get in.
Because the coach is a defensive player, maybe because you're already logged in on this side.
Yeah, maybe. We can still get notifications on there.
So, do not have an account yet. Okay.
But I think the Saints it's gonna be a different team. Everybody's not used to. They're gonna see a different team this year. And now that we got a young wide receiver, we can we'll have that helping us out now. We can get rid of Michael Thomas. Get rid of Michael Thomas.
Shh, don't say that too loud.
Man.
I'm just saying, like, he's horrible.
Oh, man.
Now, what do you think
Dude,
about? Now, what do you think about Taysom Hill?
Oh man,
I cannot wait for Yahoo Fantasy Football to make him a tight end.
You think it's gonna make any difference?
The only thing that I didn't like about the whole Taysom Hill is how Dennis Allen was like. Taysom Hill is our tight end. I'm not Sean Payton. What do I need to look over to the side of me and see Taysom just standing there? I mean, those are not his words verbatim, but during his press conference when he was talking about it, it was just like he ain't got nothing else to do. He's gonna be tight end, so we can get everything out of him at that position than to just have him stand on the sidelines.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't have any type of empathy or nothing. It was just like cut and dry. This is what he is. This was going to be. I don't know why he was standing on the sideline as a quarterback anyway. You know, so it's just his whole attitude.
Which is what fans have been saying for months.
Yeah, well,
years.
a lot of fans.
But still, this is like, it's like he almost had no respect for Taysom Hill. And maybe that's his defensive coordinator speaking, because he really doesn't have, as a defensive coordinator, the only respect you have for an offensive player is their game. And because he has no respect for his game, he has no respect for Taysom Hill. Yeah. But this is one of your players. Yeah. So, you know.
On the other version of that, I mean, on the other side of that, Taysom Hill can do some things. Him and Jameis Winston clicked.
Yeah.
They clicked. So, they could be, they could use him for a running back.
Yeah, they could. He could be a Deebo Samuel type of wide receiver. Yeah. He could be, they say gadget.
I think that's what but they're thinking he's a gadget. Everybody's thinking he's a gadget player. I'm thinking he is just a man who wants to play the game and got to love to play the game.
He's doing, yeah.
And I think he's going to do good because he's like Breeze. Think about it. Breeze is a game person. He wants to play.
So I got a question.
That's why it took him so long to get off.
So I got a question. So we talk about the Saints coaching changes and their current roster situation. Now, we see that they picked up a wide receiver.
Yeah.
We're talking about Taysom Hill playing multiple positions. A tight end that could be what I've heard them call this season a wide back. A wide receiver that plays wide receiver position and a running back position.
Did.
So
when Shockey was there.
So do you see the Saints picking a running back in the second or third round?
Maybe.
No, I'm thinking the next pick on the Saints is going to be offensive line.
Not the first round. Oh. Second or third round. And the only reason why I ask is because you still got Alvin Kamara dealing with that whole Las Vegas crime situation that he's dealing with. You know, I think it's assault. Yeah. I think it's assault. Yeah, assault charge. So he's dealing with that. So do you pick up? I know you got Mark Ingram, but Mark Ingram technically in football terms is long in the tooth. And he's had injuries. And they didn't go. They did not go look for another running back in free agency. Yeah, you know, not like you can't get one in a draft or.
We have plenty of running backs.
Okay, who else you got at running back?
We got running backs that, like, Tony, whatever, was playing last year, and he got injured. He's going to play. I mean, Mark Ingram, there's a lot of them who can play.
Okay.
Taysom Hill can run the ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
The running back position is not going to be an issue when Kamara's out. I know
because you're a running back. Most of they're going to do is passing nowadays anyway.
So at the end of the day,
James can throw the ball.
So at the end of the day, you think, I mean, I'm just going to go with 4 picks. So they've already picked wide receiver with the first pick at number 11. So now they're at pick, was it 19?
Yeah, they're pick 19.
So pick 19, do you say offensive line or defensive player?
I'm thinking offensive line.
Defensive edge.
Okay.
I'm thinking offensive line. Blocker. Because they lost one.
Yeah, what was that? Probably notification.
It was a notification.
God, NFL is so slow compared to my sources that as far as updating the draft.
That's good stuff, man. So with that, next thing is we're talking about my favorite subject, the Los Angeles Rams. One of the things we don't have to worry about the Rams doing is picking in the first round.
Did I say that out loud?
We do not have to worry about the Rams picking in the first round. But I want to talk about the Rams' effect on football since Sean McVay has been the head coach, and their effect on the NFL for these past 2 seasons. Even though what they've been doing it for basically since Sean McVay and Les Snead got together. All right. Because Jared Goff was the last first round pick that the Rams got, and if I'm not mistaken, that was a Jeff Fisher pick. Aaron Donald was a Jeff Fisher pick.
Yeah.
But on the side of the Rams, I believe that the Rams have created a culture within the Rams organization that has spread through the NFL, especially as shown through this year, just because it's not, and I'm going to reiterate words that they've said, it's not that they do not value first round picks, they just value them different than everybody else. I think it's a good thing that they operate this way, but I think it's a bad thing when the whole NFL or half the NFL or a third, should I say, of the NFL believes that they can operate in the same way. And I say that with all the teams that have given up first round picks, because I think there's 8 teams. I think it's 8 teams that don't pick in the first round,
which is the most they've ever had.
Most ever. There's so many teams that's got two or more first round picks is crazy. You know,
that's the worst team.
The Jets have used both of theirs already.
So who's the second person the Jets picked?
They took. Let's do a low draft update because I know we got some people wanting to know.
So draft update is
I don't know what the last pick everybody heard was. Let's just
Saints.
go back to number 10. The Jets, which is the Jets' second pick. Yeah, Cross was the last pick I told everybody. The Jets' second pick, they took Garrett Wilson from Ohio State.
And he is wide receiver.
Yeah.
So he was one of the top ranked wide
There's
outs.
been 4 wide receivers going already.
Okay, so
it was a
So
wide receivers.
that's why Saints had to move
That's why
up.
Saints jumped up.
So
They
Chris
knew
Olave
it. They
went
had
next.
to get rid of.
so
they got rid of somebody else
Wilson,
they wanted.
Olave, and
Jameson Williams.
Those were the 3. I think those were the 3 top wideouts that were
And
in
then
the
earlier,
draft.
Atlanta took Drake London.
Okay, so I'm not sure how far Drake London went, but either way, I know that those 3 coming off the board, one behind the other one,
Yeah, boom, boom, boom.
were
Which is what they projected.
I think Charles Cross was that went to. Who did Charles Cross go to, or has he been drafted?
He
yet?
went to Seattle.
So Charles Cross was one of the top-rated offensive tackles.
Seattle's got a quarterback over there now.
Drew Lock.
Drew Lock.
Yeah, Drew Lock is a
Rebuild.
whole.
They're trying to give him some weapons, I guess, and see what he can do.
He's got weapons.
Oh man,
And the last pick we lost my quick app, so we're using NFL Update.
you lost your resource.
Yeah, my resource. Yes.
Yeah, just in case we because
we
none of
can't
these
let you know.
people pay us, nor do we have permission to use
my
their
resource app.
Yeah, so
George Davis was the last player that popped up on NFL. And he was Georgia tight defensive tackle. So their audience, you've been updated on the last couple drafts since 9.
So going back to the conversation, just basically like ways that I've seen that the Rams have affected the league since Les Snead and Sean McVay have been teamed up. The first thing that they did was how they treat their veteran players, how they treated their veteran players since the 2 of them have come into the organization together, is that the way that they rested their vets during off-season, preseason, training camp. A lot of the league used to, I know for like 2 seasons, the league was like, this is ridiculous. If you're going to play, you're going to play. You're going to practice during so and so forth, blah, blah. But it's actually helped them to have fewer injuries. And then next thing you know, year 3, the whole league is doing it. A couple of teams took hold to it, like San Francisco was one of its first teams to do it. Tampa Bay, I think, started doing it. I want to say not necessarily the
top
Bills.
Teams now?
Yeah, and almost
Think
every team is doing it now. So that's one of the effects that the Rams had.
And I don't really like the idea of rookies don't mean anything.
Yeah, no, and that's the other thing too, is that they play more, which is going to lead me into another thing. The Rams have not gotten the credit that they deserve for the late round picks that they've picked. Most of the guys that left in free agency this past year, with the exception of, I think it's Austin Corbett, and one other player. But like Sebastian Joseph Day was picked late round.
Yeah.
John Johnson last year in free agency. Troy Hill, free agency. These dudes were picked late rounds. They were picked late rounds and got.
Well, if you think about it, look, Sean Payton used to do that. He'll pick late rounds, get stuff people you ain't even heard of before, off of schools you never even heard of before.
Yeah.
And look what they did. They made names for themselves.
But he's picking late rounds and got first round picks. Rams picking late rounds because they have to. So it says a lot for
and getting something out of it.
It says a lot for how they pick and how the organization again values first round picks and then what they're looking for. I read an article today where Les Snead says that if it's somebody that they're really interested in, regardless of round, they don't look at. First thing they don't do is they don't look at the draft picks as, oh, he's a second round pick, third round pick, so on and so forth. They look at, is this person, does this person fit our scheme? Where do they fit in our organization? If it's somebody that they're interested in, they actually go as far back as their high school and their community and their teachers when they come to investigating a potential player, the ones that they're really interested in. So I like the fact that they don't look at a person as a first round, second, third, fourth. They look at the value of that person, and they look at the person's maturity level from high school to college to draft.
Yeah.
And that says a lot for what they end up getting. As far as the off seasons and the draft, I think off seasons that they've had with the players that they've gotten, I think they're a team that picks up. I think they're a team that picks up veterans.
I don't know why this.
Who are
tried to go throw the live feedback up. I'm like, I don't want the live feed.
Is Houston on the clock? I think it was Houston.
They picked.
But
I think they picked Kyle Hamilton, safety from Notre Dame.
Okay. That's oh, I'm sorry, bro.
No, you good.
Okay. So, I'm gonna get ready to end here in a second with the Rams, but just looking at the Rams and how they run the organization, and you look at the guys that they pick up, and I'm gonna use Jalen Ramsey.
Washington's pick is on the clock.
So, Cleveland picked Jordan Davis from Georgia.
No, Philly. That's Philly.
Oh, that's Philly that picked that?
Yeah,
okay, so
boom, boom, boom. It's really weird how they said.
So Philly picked,
and
then
Hamilton was the last pick.
Kyle Hamilton was to where?
Houston's pick he went to Baltimore.
And Houston's pick is in.
Houston pick is in. Washington pick is in. The Chargers on the clock.
Okay.
They take forever to
update. They'll update it in a minute. But so just to end the whole situation with the Rams and just their effect on the league and the offseason and drafts and things of that nature, just off of the strength of how they go and they pick up veterans who, and I really believe this, you look at Jalen Ramsey, then you look at Bobby Wagner. Bobby Wagner got released from his squad without being told, you about to get released. Then Jalen Ramsey is on the team where he's not valued, and they basically let him know, we can go get somebody else like you, before he was a free agent. And so the Rams traded for him. So he was in a place where he wasn't appreciated. Bobby Wagner, place that he's not appreciated.
Yeah.
Von Miller got traded for outright, but the Broncos were like, you know what? We're starting young on our defense, and so we'll go ahead and give you that trade.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, they're getting these guys that are really good veterans, with the exception of Jalen. Jalen was still a young guy, but he's going to be released. I mean, he's going to be a free agent after the season anyway.
Yeah.
And he came in and wrecked shop, got a new contract, still under that contract now. So they've created an atmosphere to where, you know what, we love you, dude. And they don't yell at people and all this other stuff. And so, yeah. Now, as far as their picks and stuff goes, I think that as far as what they've been saying, they may take that third round pick and trade down. But I think they do like the Saints with that third pick if there is somebody still available, and I'm thinking it's an edge rusher. It's either an edge rusher that can play immediately.
Yeah.
First rounder, it's deep, very deep this year.
Yeah. So it's an edge rusher that can play immediately.
What's that Saints defense this year?
Oh man, I think the Saints defense. I think it was a blessing that the Saints did not make the playoffs, because I don't think they would have won the Super Bowl, but I think they would have gone past the wild card round.
They always go past the wild card round.
They would have gone past the wild card round. They may have even made it to the because the defense, I think, was good enough to keep teams honest. They would have been scary in the playoffs. So
if it would have been for Saints defense this year, they would have lost a lot of games. And their defense they even saved them so much this year. Even with the quarterback situation.
Next.
Say again.
Kenyon Green was next.
Kenyon Green to
Houston.
To Houston. Gotcha.
All right, look, we got to wrap this up.
Yep.
It's almost 9 o'clock.
We got Los Angeles Chargers.
We got Washington picks in, Chargers on the clock.
Dude, I was right there.
Yeah.
At the WTTL small group.
All
close
right,
out the show.
Let's do it.
Yeah. I got. You see how this rolls?
Well, between you and y'all want to go on forever. We already got a late start on this whole board.
Why we get a late start?
Because of you.
Because of me. No, man. No. What time was you supposed to get off?
I got off of my.
Oh, okay then. All right.
I got off at 6 o'clock like I was supposed to.
All right. So, either way it goes, what time were we supposed to start, Big John?
6.
We supposed to start. Say it louder.
6.
Wait a minute. Hold up.
6 o'clock.
We supposed to start at 6 o'clock.
Well, I'm sorry, I couldn't get off.
What time did you get off?
I got off at 6.
All right. So
I was here by 6. I was here by 6.
I couldn't get off when I wanted to.
So, neither here nor there. We getting ready to close this thing out. So, draft outlook as far as the Rams, like I said earlier, is that I believe they're gonna, if anything happens really, really weird, it's gonna be they'll trade up for somebody that they value. It'll be 3rd round pick 104. They'll either do one of two things. They either stay pat, move down, and get more picks, or if it's
somebody else,
the Saints just got rid of like 2 third rounders though.
I really think they're gonna reach out if it's a cornerback or edge rusher.
So here it goes. Saints are pick 19. I know you don't care because you're like
I do,
a half
man.
Saints fan.
I mean, I don't disrespect the Saints.
You got like that house divided heart.
Yeah.
All right. At 19, who do the Saints take?
At 19, who do I believe the Saints are? I'm going to go position. I think the Saints, since they've gotten a wide receiver, I think they go after a tackle.
Yep.
Because you got Teron Armstead that just left. Offensive tackle.
Yep. Exactly.
I think they go with an offensive tackle because you got Ruiz and who is the backup center that can play guard.
I don't know.
But I think they go offensive tackle.
I think they go defensive end.
You think they go defensive end?
I think they go offensive tackle tomorrow.
You just think Cam George is longer than 2. Oh, we're back.
Yeah, I think they go defensive. They go for defensive end. They could go both either way, but I'd say defensive end this time.
All right, so
they already picked offensive.
We're getting ready to close out with everything. So with that, I think Saints going offensive tackle. You think
defensive end.
You think
offensive tackle.
All right, so you won. I mean, you lost. So if they pick,
I lost.
If they get an offensive tackle, you owe both of us lunch. If they don't, you don't get nothing.
That ain't right. All right.
So, tell us about the WTTL small group and fantasy football coming back up this fall for the small semester small groups. And before you get started, for everybody that's watching, small groups for us is something that we do within our church. It's a format that we use. It's kind of like Sunday school if you're old school traditional church body, but it's also kind of like Bible classes and things of that nature. But it's a way for us to get together and just get to know one another, get to know the Lord better, and we get to do more than just like your conventional regular Bible study. So this past year is my first time. We talked about this in the beginning of the podcast, beginning of the show.
Yeah, I don't know
where
it
was my first time. Oh, it's all good, man. It was my first time getting into fantasy football, but I got to meet guys that we go to church with that I've never really gotten to meet, and I got to know them a little bit better. And, you know, now we see each other. It's like, hey, man, how's it going? And, you know, we hang out a little bit more. So small groups allow us to do community and life together with each other and just to get to know our brothers and sisters in Christ a whole lot better. So I appreciated these guys, John and Mike McClaney, who is our new commissioner. I just appreciate them for inviting me into that small group. It was fun, and it was my first time, and I came in first.
No, he didn't.
I'm sorry, I'm bad. Fourth. I came in fourth. I came in fourth, not first.
Come on now.
So tell us about this fall, what we can expect and things of that nature, and then we're
As
gonna
far
close it out.
as fantasy football, what can we expect?
The small group fantasy football, how it works.
I don't know exactly what we can expect for fantasy football this year. I can tell you what we got planned. Mr. McClaney is going to be on here in a couple months. He's going to be able to tell us more about fantasy football. I know when I ran it for years. I only ran this league for a year. I wish I would have had this league from the get-go.
What was the name of that one fantasy league that you ran?
Bounty Gate. Bounty Gate.
So
that was it.
He had a small...
Founded by us two right here. It started with just us.
Wait. He had a small group named Bounty Gate. Yes. And he's a Saints fan. Yes. So we're not going to say anything else. Thank you, Lord, for being a part of the new group called Welcome to the League.
Yes. Which his name I also picked out, by the way.
And that's the reason why we have this podcast. So you said Mike McClaney is going to be coming on. He's a new commissioner, right?
Yes, he's going to be on. Tell us what changed and all that. It's probably going to be a little shorter than this.
Okay.
We have, as far as WTTL goes, summer's coming up. We're going to be able to record more stuff. Hopefully not have technical difficulties like we did tonight. Yeah. And we're going to be pushing out. Me and Ezra are going to be working as much as we can this summer, doing this in our free time. Push out as much as we can by August or beyond. We have topics answered, all that good stuff. He might come back for a second show. But we have other guests planned also. So keep looking, keep following, keep watching us. Follow us on all the social media platforms.
Cool deal.
We update daily on what's going on. Like, not daily, but weekly. We post something telling you what we got planned. And I don't know what our next video is. Me and him got to discuss it.
Yeah. So you heard it from Beanie. We're going to come out with some more content, and we're going to get better at the content that we're going to be putting out.
Because apparently we're long in the tooth. Is that what you said? Does that mean we go forever?
No. That's not what I said. He keep bringing up the whole point that we've had these technical difficulties
since day one.
But somebody, you know what? We're not gonna point fingers at each other.
All right.
We're still brothers. Don't worry about it. We still love each other.
Thank you, John. Sure. So, if it was a way for me to like slide Beanie behind me, so me and John are.
All right, cool. Quick little draft update before we sign off. Washington took a wide receiver from Penn State, Johan Dotson. And the Chargers, my AFC West champions, have taken the Zion Johnson, guard from Boston College. I think that's the first little school we've had pop up so far. Everything else has been SEC.
But Boston College is not a little school. Compared to
everybody else being SEC and all, coming up all day.
Now we get somebody from Wake Forest taken in the first round.
New Orleans might do it. You never know.
Right. Okay, so with that being said, y'all, and I'm going to work on some more phrases versus, saying, with that being said, my name's Ezra.
My name's Beanie.
Mine's Big John.
All right, and we are signing off. And as always,
look for it. Yeah, it's gonna be posting soon.
That wasn't what we was going. That's not what I was going to say.
And
we were supposed to say 3, 2, 1. Welcome
Come
to the league.
Yes.
Deuces.
Deuces.
Can you post
Peace
that?
out, y'all.
Peace out. Instagram. Is that posted? That just goes away.
No,
That was live.
it'll go up here.
No, Instagram.
Oh, here we go. And